Hello everyone and welcome to The Agenda.
Live on TV2 at 9 p.m. EST on Thursdays during the fall and spring semesters and streaming on KentWire.com. I'm your host, Alex Gray.
And I'm your host. After the rain, there's a rainbow.
Today is Thirsty Thursday during the week of St. Patrick's Day, so if you're watching live, why? And I'm sorry you didn't get invited out.
Tonight on The Agenda, we'll be focusing on getting into the Irish spirit of St. Patty's Day.
Oh, no we won't.
Alex, you promised.
I did not. You asked if we could, and I said, and I quote, and I waved you off.
We never get to do what I want to do.
Well, that's because what you want to do is celebrate a culture that you're not even a part of. You just like the color green.
You don't know my background. I could be Irish.
The first day we met, you drew a floor-leaf clover on the newsroom whiteboard and said out loud, "I'm not even Irish."
That sounds about right, yeah.
There's no way in hell I'm letting you talk about leprechauns, gold, beer, and shamrocks for a half hour. Again.
I could make it work.
Okay. What did you have planned for St. Patty's Day?
I mean...
You fully expected me not to let you do it, didn't you?
You're like 80% of my impulse control.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that. But first, the episode. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Last weekend, Elon Musk announced that he's taking SpaceX all the way to Mars with the first men to touch the neighboring planet, and the internet has taken it upon itself to brand him as the Emperor of Mars. In other news, I'm preparing for a Mad Max hellscape that our world will become when we keep giving billionaires a god complex. Late-stage capitalism is destroying our country. Someone cut to Alex before I flip the desk.
A tractor trailer crash in Florida resulted in 60,000 pounds of beer spilling all over the streets. Member of the Delta Theta fraternity will be holding a candlelight vigil for the beer on Friday.
Senator Elizabeth Warren is claiming to be of Cherokee heritage but refuses to take a DNA test. And I think we all know why she's refusing to take that DNA test, because last time I checked, when you take a DNA test and you're a reptile, it's going to say you're a reptile, but no one ever puts that idea out there.
A new program is now allowing you to send your name to the sun. Why, do you ask? So it can burn up, just like the rest of your useless life. The Agenda will be right back.
Everyone knew at least one girl in middle school who was obsessed with horses, but some people just never grow out of it. One such woman took her passion for equines a little too far when she rode her horse into the middle of a dance club on a dance floor in Miami. Here to talk about this Panic at the Disco is Meredith Busby.
Okay, so I kind of understand why I couldn't bring Princess into a club, but I think she should be here with me tonight. This is her story, too.
Yeah, but from a journalistic standpoint, I can't just let animals onto the desk. She could make a mess or bite someone.
I really hate to interject, but you're not even a journalist, Aaron. I'm the only one here actually studying journalism.
Will you just let me have this thing once? For once, please. Anyway, what made you decide to bring your horse into the club that night?
Well, everyone needs a dance partner, right? Princess is my dance partner. She's very talented. And really, it shouldn't have been an issue. She's 21.
Do horses even have a legal drinking age?
Yeah, of course. Why else would the club be shut down? The police must have thought she was underage. She has an ID and everything, but they didn't even bother to check before kicking us out.
I just want to point out that people like her are the reason why I never rode horses. Horse girls are crazy.
Alex, could we not do this tonight? I just want to get through a normal interview. This is the most ordinary person we've had on the desk this season.
You know what might help you two get along better? Taking a host retreat. You could go camping and ride horses.
I'm not going near a horse. I'm already forced to be near Aaron, and now you.
All I wanted was a normal interview, just one. I don't even need a whole normal episode at this point. Let's rein this in, please.
I get it. You said rain like horses.
I wasn't making a pun. I'm serious.
All right, listen up, horse girl. I'm the only one here who gets to nag Aaron. Well, the whole cast can do it too, and so can the producers and probably the entire newsroom. But the point is, you can't. Now I suggest you just return to Florida with Process or whatever her name was and get off my desk.
Wow. Thanks, Alex. I think that could be the nicest thing you've ever done for me.
Don't get used to it. She was annoying me.
Okay. The World Health Organization has an ongoing list of viruses that it fears could cause a global pandemic. And the newest addition to that list is Disease X. Nobody really knows what Disease X is, but many people are sure about one thing. It's going to be the start of the zombie apocalypse. Now, I don't think anyone really expects any of that to happen, but when fear takes over, it really takes over. So Let's be calm, rational, and thorough about refuting these claims of the world ending by the undead. What is it that we know about this new potential pandemic? Well, according to the British news source The Independent, the WHO's list of threats includes famous viruses like Ebola, Zika, and SARS. We've all heard of outbreaks of these infections, and they were just as scary as this new disease. But we, as a civilized world, have survived all of them. Well, we're still here, nothing to worry about in the long term. So, what's different about this new disease, this disease X? Well, for starters, it doesn't even actually exist. It's a hypothesis developed by scientists regarding the next big infectious outbreak throughout the world. According to the WHO, disease X comes from, quote, the knowledge that a serious international epidemic could be caused by a pathogen currently unknown to cause human disease. It essentially states that this outbreak will occur because of how unprepared we hypothetically are for a new disease. But we have to remember that, in terms of a pandemic, simple unpreparedness isn't going to destroy the world. Being ill-prepared for disease X is a simple fix, remedied as easily as well, preparation. The chief executive officer of the Research Council of Norway said that, though this new disease could come from a multitude of sources, it will most likely be transmitted from animals to humans. Ebola, Salmonella, HIV, all diseases transferred from animal DNA to that of us. So there's nothing to worry about as long as you're careful. Don't let your puppy bite your knuckles just because he's teething. Wash your hands frequently if you're going to go to a petting zoo. Stay away from the temptation of exotic safaris. Now, what's scaring the WHO specifically in this disease X scenario is that we currently don't have an effective vaccine. But that's nothing to worry about. We'll develop one. We've always pulled through in the scientific and medical sectors when it comes to pandemics. One famous example, penicillin for polio. So remember that even though things seem scary or ominous in the face of the zombie apocalypse, science and medicine can prevail. We're not going to blow up the CDC like in The Walking Dead. Zombies aren't going to climb a skyscraper-sized wall like in World War Z. We're going to be fine. So remember to be careful, stay safe, be smart, and everything's going to turn out okie dokie. The agenda will be right back. UFO sightings are a dime a dozen, and so are the conspiracists that swear each one is total confirmation of alien life. They're so common, in fact, that we have our very own extraterrestrial enthusiast here on the agenda. She's been begging for a chance to plead her case for alien existence on the show, and we were finally short enough on content to pencil her in. So, without further ado, here's Dani on the Four-Wall to talk about life beyond our world.
Aliens. They're real and they're out there. Do you really think we're alone in our universe, in our galaxy? Hell, there are billions of stars out there. Are you naive enough to assume we are the best the universe came up with? Because we're not. You non-believers claim, oh, well, why haven't they contacted us yet? Why on this blue-green Earth would aliens ever come here? They can travel the galaxy to galaxy and visit other worlds, but we can't even determine if we landed on the moon or not. Would they visit a dumb planet like this? Exactly, you have no answer. Why? Because we are not even of their IQ level. Hell, they probably have a whole different method to determine intelligence. But let me say this, someone came out with their own idea of how aliens look. These features will determine how they look. Hey, here are 3 standards. Well, what happens if the intelligent life doesn't fit your idea of them? Are we really going to put up a wall around the Earth? Are you really going to create racism in an intergalactic scale? You're going to throw that bull out in some life form who could easily erase you from existence? Because if we're going to evolve as a species, we need to realize we need to keep that crap on our planet. It's fine if Musk wants to cultivate Mars, whoop-de-doo. We got to spread human stupidity around the universe. How about we get on our planet and the issues and the prominently so there? Get smart, humanity.
Yeah, that went exactly how I expected. The agenda will be right back.
Incognito tab. Hey, what is up, you guys? It's me, Crunch, back with another video. So lately people have been talking to me about Alexa and how she's not working properly, and I guess listening into conversations or not responding. I don't really even know who Alexa is, and so I think that's what I wanted to start today's video off with, was to I guess find out who Alexa is. Hello, operator? Yeah, can you put me through to, Alexa? Last name. Alexa Vega? Oh, really? They're making another Spy Kids movie. I think I might have botched that one a little bit. Okay, so after doing a little bit of research, I found out that Alexa, that everybody's talking about, she's actually not real, not a real person. It's a speaker, I guess, by Amazon that kind of resembles like a Siri sort of situation. Her name isn't even Alexa, it's Echo, but she responds to Alexa, much like how Aaron, his real name is Adam, but he will only respond to Aaron. So I don't understand that. I guess it's time to get in there and see what is going on. Okay, so it seems like I have granted myself access into a suburban family in Virginia. I have granted myself access to their Amazon Echo, aka Alexa, not Alexa Vega from Spy Kids. Alright, so I guess I just have to sit back and wait till they ask a question, and then I can just answer through my handy dandy microphone, in which I am recording to you guys as well. So now I just have to, I guess, wait for them to need me. I mean, how often do people use Alexa? Do more people know about this than just me? Is this like common knowledge, this Alexa? Because I didn't know about it. Does Alexa Vega have an Alexa? Does she call it Alexa? Or do they call it something else? Because that can get confusing with two Alexas. You know what blows my mind? The Machete movies and Spy Kids, they're in the same universe. It's crazy. Oh, I'm getting a question. They asked what the weather is today. Oh God. Hey, it's Alexa. The weather today is 35 degrees. You're welcome. Oh man, I gave them the weather in Cleveland. Oh God. Oh, there's way too much power. I gotta get out of here. You know what, guys? I'm gonna end this video here. I'm really sorry. I can't have this kind of power. Leave a comment down below. Which Spy Kids movie did you think was? Goodbye, guys.
This week, a Tumblr user was under fire for his interpretation of Marvel hero Black Panther as a white man. If it wasn't his drawing that got people mad, it was the several edits he made to the post addressing the critics. So let's just dive right into this steep progression from a drawing to literal racism. One of his comments said, "A lot of white characters are made black, so what's the problem now? You guys are being hypocrites." What? Okay, yes, other heroes have been drawn to look like other races, but that was for representational purposes, right? Yeesh. I don't know if this man was aware, but African Americans didn't have a lot of representation when it came to heroes with super abilities within the Marvel movie franchise besides freaking John Cheadle in Iron Man 3. People wanted an African American hero at the forefront. Two of his other posts said, "People in the comments want me to apologize. I'm sorry people get butthurt over trivial things like skin color," and "Funny how a lot of black Tumblr accounts claim that Black Panther belongs to them, yet Black Panther was created, greenlighted, and produced by white people. Funny how what belongs to you wasn't even made by you. Must be sad to have a fictional movie be the only thing that evaluates your existence. It's not real, lol." Now, Just as a quick and fun history lesson, before other countries and world powers came into Africa, the Africans did not think of themselves as black. This complex didn't happen until colonizers and slave traders referred to Africans as black. And do you know why? Because in their eyes, their villages and people were all that they knew. We as a nation all distinguish people by their skin color and judge them for it. That isn't what this user calls a you people thing, that's a world thing. And yes, Black Panther was created by white people. And it doesn't mean that the black community cannot relate to T'Challa and love the nature and history of the character itself. Now, let's talk about white Africans for a moment. I'm talking Eurocentric white Africans, like in South Africa, like Charles Theron, Elon Musk, and Trevor Noah's dad. You know why they're there? Colonization. And no, I'm not saying that they are not just as African as darker-skinned Africans. It's literally about representation of darker skin tones. So now, you take this movie and comic made for black kids to feel included, and a darker child will now still feel like he can be a hero and he can save the world. Black Panther brought a lot of African Americans and a lot of Africans together. They finally felt represented in a mainstream movie that was usually dominated by white culture or lighter skin culture. The user then closes off with, 90% of these threats and mean comments I get are from blacks. Why do you live up to the stereotype that blacks are jobless and have nothing better to do than complain all day and black-splain things? Please try to be as civilized like the Wakandans which you worship. Or is this reality? Now, I'm not agreeing with all of the statements made by angry Tumblr commenters. The internet is full of trolls, angry people, and call-out culture. But seeing this reminds me of a quote by Lupita Nyong'o. Wakanda is special because it was never colonized. So what we can see there for all of us is a reimagining of what might have been possible had Africa been able to realize itself for itself. And that's a beautiful place. It truly is the history and culture that people are holding on to when it comes to Black Panther. A history that most people don't even know about. So in the most civilized way possible, my ancestors did not survive the Middle Passage, the Civil War, and Jim Crow for me to be brought down by a random Tumblr drawing. Wakanda forever. The agenda will be right back.
Don Young, a Republican congressman from Alaska, is facing criticism for comments he made regarding guns. When asked about school safety, Young reportedly seemed to go on a tangent about gun control throughout history, even saying at one point how many Jews were put in the ovens because they were unarmed. Now, before we dissect old Donnie Young's remarks, we need to remember that this kind of thing is not uncommon with this man. Representative Young is known to have threatened to bite a member of his own party, called the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico a natural phenomena, and referred to the Latino ranch hands that his father hired by a racial slur. This man is a potentially violent, climate disaster denying racist, so he's essentially perfect for our current administration. He's also making an argument regarding gun control and the Holocaust that many gun rights advocates seem to agree with. So this is a short deconstruction of that argument. Rep. Young's statements essentially imply that arming the victimized citizens of World War II Europe, like disabled people, Roma, homosexuals, and especially Jews, would have prevented the Holocaust from happening. It's a lot like making the argument that wearing a scarf while skiing will prevent you from breaking your neck. Young acts like it was just possible to arm every Jew in Europe, like we could have just airdropped guns into Auschwitz and they could just fire away at the guard towers. A bang, bang, bang. A bang, boom, bam. And that is silly rhetoric. Silly rhetoric that doesn't respond to any kind of serious reply. So let's go with that. Let's pretend we could arm every Jew in, say, Germany in 1933, the year that many argue the Holocaust began. That's about 500,000 Jews with about 500,000 guns. That's a lot of guns. That could really make a difference. Now, since gun rights in the world of Representative Don Young's wet dreams consist of probably everyone having a gun, let's now arm the rest of Germany, who at the time were indoctrinated into a hatred of the Jewish people. How many people is that? I mean, there's got to be a lot to combat 500,000 armed Jews. 66 million. It's over 66 million Germans against 500,000 Jews. That's a ratio of roughly 122 to 1. So take the idea of that bang, 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 and layer it over top of itself 66 million times. If you want to know what that might be like, imagine taking a car, filling it with angry hornets, and then dumping in about 120 times the amount of angry wasps into it. Then give each little insect guns, to every hornet and every wasp in the car. And then you just expect them all to just play nice during a war. And then, I don't know where I was going with this. Let's move on. Earlier this week, our producers received an urgent email from a viewer requesting a call-in segment on the show. We weren't told the details of the phone call in question, but beggars can't be choosers when you're this low on content, so we decided to have him on. So welcome to the agenda, John Doe.
Yes, hello. This is Fox and Friends, right?
What? No, I literally just said.
Oh, no. I want to see where this is going. Yes, hi. This is Fox and Friends.
Okay, cool. So, a buddy of mine told me about this guy. He was a felon, right? Did some crazy stuff. Anyways, he felt he wasn't getting a fair hand in court, so he called y'all up, pled his case on national TV, and the president of the whole United States granted him a pardon.
Oh, you mean that Navy sailor who was arrested for breaking some major security protocols?
The one who Trump pardoned despite his ongoing tirade against Hillary for what he considers breaking major security protocols?
Sure, whatever. Look, I was hoping you guys could, work something out for me, too.
I'm sorry, what?
You know, just let me confess my crimes on here and see if you can get your old pal Dani to pardon me.
Whoa, buddy, I think I should stop you there.
Who are we to stand in the way of justice, Aaron? Please, sir, go on. The truth will set you free.
Awesome. Okay, where do I start? Well, when I was 7, I stole something from the corner market.
Well, that doesn't really constitute a big crime.
It was a pocket knife
Oh?
that I used to skin my cat, Freckles.
Oh!
I really don't think this is a good idea.
Nonsense. We're all about freedom speech here on Fox and Friends. Continue.
Right. So then when I was 14, I had this neighbor, Dave. He was a real jerk, always saying hi to me and stuff when I got off the bus.
The nerve.
So one day I said enough was enough, and I set his house on fire while he slept.
Okay, this has gone on too far. This is...
On the contrary, I think it's gone just far enough. In fact, my good sir, I believe we have all the information we need to make a case to the president.
Alex, what the hell are you
All
doing?
you have to do now is send us a follow-up email with your full name, address, date of birth, and a written account of everything you just told us, and your appeal will be right on its way to the White House.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. You're the best.
Ah, justice. You know, sometimes this show isn't so terrible.
I'm still thinking about Freckles the cat. I guess that was our show, huh?
Yeah, I was just... Yeah, how do we find the strength to do this every week?
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Aaron, we had a horse liver on the desk.
Well, okay, but like...
Aaron, I was somewhat nice to you on the desk. You made several quick changes for zombies for no reason.
Hey, I worked hard on that. Don't pretend like it wasn't funny. Let's be honest with ourselves here. This was one of our better episodes.
And you're proud of that.
Yeah, my mom told me I should be proud of everything I do.
What?
What? It's supposed to help with your self-esteem.
And did it work?
You know what? I think we're all out of time. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Nice.
Shut up.